Y'all, I love Omar.
Yeah, but I thought he had some sexual issues. I mean, I really questioned whether he was bisexual or not. He had some bisexual tendencies.
Do you know what? Wait a
in my
minute.
opinion.
Hold up. Stop. Let's just stop right there. In all the book clubs I have visited, no one has ever said that. So I gotta know why. You gotta tell me why.
He was so into himself, for one thing. I mean, love was about him. He was so into himself. And women, I mean, people think women were sexual objects. And I believe that these are the sort of the stereotypes I have of bisexual men, that it's just like, please me no matter what. I don't care what your organs look like or whatever. It's all about me getting mine. But my point is, he was so into himself. And, you know, when I see bisexual men, that's the way I view them. And when you've so much I've heard recently about men who are sort of athletes or metrosexuals, that they're the same way.
Well, but check out who else was a sexual animal in the book. Raven was a very sexual animal. And remember her whole, I don't want to give too much away to people who haven't read it yet, but remember her whole deal with the doctor.
But with Omar, he had a reason to be so into himself and love only himself, because he had been betrayed and misled all of his life growing up as a kid. He had been, and somebody really close to him died. And then he found out that,
But what does that have to do with running all these women like he was the conductor of a train station?
Because he just felt that, I'm only going to love myself. I'm not going to let anybody get close to me. And I'm just going to use everybody around me to make me happy. The other guy, the person that we wanted to talk about was the senator. Senator Michael. Oh, man. Michael Joseph. He was disrespectful to women and his wife.
His wife. What did you guys?
But his wife was second runner-up because he asked the professor to marry him a half a dozen times.
Yeah.
That was his true love. So he loved her, but his wife was a second runner-up. So he just really never was in love with her. He just needed a wife.
Of needing a political wife, because that is what is expected of you when you're in a powerful office or in a powerful position, a pastor or a senator or whatever. You're supposed to have a wife so that you look reliable, or you look like you're able to be in a committed relationship. So he was married because he had to be married to look the part.
And a lot of that comes out in Bad Girls Finish First. A lot of that whole Michael and the history of their relationship.
And Grace was a good name because she actually exercised so much grace.
And that's Michael's wife.
That's correct. And she's...
So just to get the players straight, Michael's got the wife, right? Grace. He's got the lover, or the lover's got him, right? Raven. Yes. The lover's got him. I like that little Valentine trick she pulled on him. Yes. The minister. That's Reverend David Capps. We'll talk about him in another book. Yeah, he's the Reverend, the good Reverend. Yeah. Any of you guys have any Raven in you? And if you do, how much do you wish you had some Raven in you?
I wish I had some.
You wish you had, Jeanette?
Yeah, I think that might be my problem with, I was married for 25 years and been divorced for 7, and I'm happily single. But I think where I failed is I settled. And I wish I had more. I don't know, it might have been worse. I don't know, do you think? But I wish that I had a little Raven in me,
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
And I will say, initially, I was a Callie. My personality truly
so
was...
you were sweet and all
very
that.
kind, until my kindness was taken for weakness. And I became a Raven. Not to the point, you guys, I don't want to kill my siblings. I don't want to hurt anybody or anything like that. But I learned to stand on my own feet. And if it meant being assertive and someone got their feelings hurt in the meantime, between time, oh well.
My personality is basically a Callie, but when you get pushed in the corner, and I discovered my Raven in my first divorce, and found myself, being asked, "Who are you? When did you become this person?" That's who I am.
And I think I have have a Raven in me. Like she said, not to the point that I want to kill anybody or hurt anybody.
Right. Y'all don't know. What is all this stuff about Raven? I don't.
But
who knows if Raven killed anybody?
She killed. Well, it's suspected that she may have had a hand in 2 deaths.
She's just misunderstood.
But yes, she is. But I like Raven. But I mean to the point that I like to always win. I fight for what I want, and I fight for what's mine.
I consider myself a Callie, but I had to get a little bit of Raven in me because of being pushed around like when I was younger and just growing up. It's like I had to be more assertive, more independent. I had to start, sticking by my own opinions, start speaking out. So I mean, I had to develop a little bit of Raven, but you have to like keep a balance.
I like to keep a Callie in a side bag, so that I can pull it out when necessary. My brother likes to laugh at me.
So you have Raven out in the open all the time, and Callie's in the side bag.
Sometimes.
Whoa.
But not to that
okay,
extreme.
Everybody move back.
Again, not to that extreme.
Okay.
But, just in general, I'm pretty assertive and, pretty strong-willed. And
Ladies, I've been married to the same gentleman for 42 years. And and in order to keep a relationship, because that's what we all are talking about, you must have a little Raven. Like I said, I identify with Callie, but you have to assert yourself. You have to establish your own independence at the beginning of the relationship. And whatever you start out with at the beginning is what you will end up with. So you have to start creating the expectations from the very beginning. Be your own person. That's all I've got to say, and let him know who you are. And this is Raven saying thank you.
All right.
The book wraps up with a big falling out, and someone was she was accused. Raven had accused her of cheating and tried to set her up, and then she became very assertive with the help of Tanisha, who was another woman that Omar was engaged to. So he was engaged to 2 women at the same time. He was engaged to a married woman and a single woman, and he was still trying to get back with Callie. So he ends up disappearing. He went to have dinner with Raven because Raven summons him and to help get Callie off and get her back reinstated in school. And so he has dinner with her. He gets a stomach ache. He throws up all over everything, and she's sitting there eating her cake, and he disappears.
Well, what else was she going to do? She had cake. Wasn't it chocolate?
Yes.
I mean, if you have your priorities in order, And so then the book picks up, because once that was done, I figured I was pretty much done. And I thought maybe people wanted to read about Callie again. It was like, no. We want to know more about Raven. So we'll talk about Raven, right?
Yeah.
And in the next one.
In the next
Bad
book,
Girls
Raven is back to her old self.
Bad Girls finish first.